Okay, hopefully that you can see this good enough. Goodness, you just take it and you just take a little brass sheet here, and you can tell how, see how it sticks pretty good. It's actually pretty tight. Whoops, I bent my sheet. Alright, so that's a fairly tight tip. And if I want to make it wetter, I can just sit here and grab it. And I'm going to try to do this in a way that's easy to see. And just push up a bit. I'm pushing my pointer finger here, this one down on the top of the nib, to kind of give a point to push up against. And then what I do is I'll hold it out in the air in front of me, and I like to have a light between me. No, I like to have a light on the other side, so it's me, then the nib, then the light, and then I can put this thing up and look at it in silhouette, and I can look through the slit, and if I can see light through the slit, then it ought to be a fairly wet rider, or at least decent, not wet. Now if you make it too wet, see, look how easy that slides through now. Barely pinches. And I can just see a gap, and that's a fine nib. So once you have the tine spread, you point it at your face. It helps to have loops. Here they are. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. That's all I do. Now if I don't use my loops, which mostly I don't, I have, like I said, me, the nib, the light. What I do, I put the nib up to my face so all I can see is a silhouette, and with the light out there, I put the, I can see the tips fairly well. So all I do is just move it up and down, or I'll hold it like this, and like this, and just move with my thumbnail a little bit one way or the other. Now, sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a pin out in front of me, and I'll hold it with my thumbs like this, like a little hamburger, and use my thumbs to adjust one way or the other, or one thumb to adjust one way or the other. I'll push up. See? You point at your face, and you just push up, whichever way it needs. And sometimes you can take and you push it down and over a little bit to get it to cross under, down and under, and then adjust the tines for evenness, because alignment rather, because sometimes you have to dry the nib to make it right drier. You want to make the tines touch tighter. So that's what we mean when we say your tines are too tight. This is the slit, right? And if you have a little bit of light shining through, like right here, it ought to write fairly wet. But if there's no light shining through at the end, you might have to press a little bit to get a little bit of spread, and then it'll write a little better. Some nibs you want to have touching, but some nibs, they press together so tight that very little ink gets out at all, and they don't write worth a crap. But if you can get them like this, that would be pretty sweet. Now, another thing that I do when I'm fooling with nibs is like if I'm looking at the tines right here. Okay, let's say this is the slit, and it's like perfectly aligned, right? Okay, that might be pretty good. If you can get it like that, cool. If not, whatever. What you can do is I like to bend the nib a little bit so that there's just a tiny bit of this going on, and this is the top. So this is where the top of the nib is, right, like that. So what I'll do is I'll smooth the nib and work on it a little bit, then I'll bend the nib this way a little bit, and I still have that gap right there, so ink is still hitting the paper and getting through. And no baby bottom, you don't want baby bottom, but having the corners pointing up a little bit can eliminate some scratchy type, toothy, feelings and stuff, and that's fun. This is Noodler Sequoia, by the way, which is sexy ink. Anyways, I guess that's it. I hope that helps. Probably not, but I hope.